Welcome to Output PDX, the show about business, technology, and creativity in the Bridge City. We're here live from Techfest Northwest. Right now we're talking to Zoe Marutis, who is the CEO and founder of Bambinos Baby Food. And it's interesting, when I walked in here and I saw there's a baby food company at a tech conference, I said, what? And we were talking, and it's really about this kind of new era that we live in, where you have subscription baby food services that comes to you and it makes things easy. And not only is it an easy thing because these things come, you know, in a subscription box to you and you don't have to go shopping for them, but it's also saving packaging. It's also allergy free, all those things, so that you know it's a safe and good product for your baby, and you know that you've just got that kind of convenience factor. So what was it that prompted you to start this company?
Well, I have a medical background, and when I was working in the medical community, there was one common core. You would see a lot of children with allergies, there were obesity concerns, and then you kind of trailed it down to what is available and why are parents taking those actions into their own hands and making their own baby food. And we have so many families these days that both parents are working, and it's just a time crunch, but you want to have the most fresh and convenient meals for your little one, you know, your loved one. And you want to make sure you follow all those tick marks. Is it fresh? Is it quality? Is it nutritious? Are they following the guidelines? So we wanted to make that convenience and put that all together with beautiful harmony. And I was able to do that by addressing, for example, I wanted to find a resource where I could get our our vegetables that are certified organic, but take that even one step further by getting our farmers in Alaska, where the soil is completely pure. There is no history of contaminants or pesticides like that. So we were able to find those sources and then bring it fresh, not pre-frozen vegetables coming to our location, where we would create that perfect balance of protein, grains, and vegetables, specifically targeted to infant development needs.
It's fantastic, because right now, if you're a parent who wants to make sure that you're getting all these organic vegetables and everything, it seems like you have to buy all the vegetables, steam them, puree them yourself, and that's not something that a lot of people have time for, especially if you're working in the tech field and you're just working so hard, or especially if you're just living in our modern world. We don't have the time to do that. So to have these things delivered fresh to your door is kind of amazing. And you were telling me about they come in these little star shapes, and they're frozen, which is adorable, but it has a purpose beyond being adorable, right?
Yes, actually the star shape is one of my first shapes. I had tried multiple different shapes when I was doing it, and then I finally narrowed it down to a star shape. I wanted to help little ones with their tactical and learning experience. So one is that for them, they would be able to pick it up, and also the star shape, like the origins of the stars, fit perfectly in their little gums and as they're teething. So it acts as a teether as well, or as a soother. We have it for colicky babies that enjoy it. And so one, you're providing great nutrition, plus you're kind of adding on to it for freshness and quality and convenience of a popsicle.
Right. And if you don't want to do it popsicle style, you can actually, it becomes a puree when you heat it up, right? So we've got this little sample here. This is halibut.
Really smooth, very delicious.
And it just looks like baby food.
Exactly. So about 2 years ago, when I first launched it and announced it, I was like, well, okay, friends and family were saying, Zoe, so what have you been up to? What have you been doing? You kind of like disappeared and went into a lab and kind of didn't come out of there. So at our little one's christening, we had over 100 guests and friends and family, and I actually ended up putting it in a martini glass with a little crostini in it and served it as the second meal for the event. And I watched all the martini glasses go out empty.
So when you don't tell people it's baby food and it's just a puree, then it's good.
It's like a bisque. And so when dinner came, I said, thank you all for coming. And by the way, ta-da, this is what we've been doing. It's the halibut.
That's fantastic.
So with the halibut, one of the qualities is that why we're introducing seafood. You want to introduce natural omegas into a little one's diet. You're kind of, in a way, kind of stimulating the same kind of thought process as in there's their nursing milk, which is the natural omegas. You don't have to add fortified. You just add it into their meal naturally from the ingredients themselves.
So we're working with whole foods here. You've got the halibut, you've got the peas and carrots. Nice. Lots of veggies. Googly carrots.
And actually, Alaska's carrots, they're considered to be 6 to 8 times sweeter because of our long growing season. So I kind of mimic that salty sweet using the ingredients. You don't have to add, like, for example, there's no preservatives, no additives, no spices involved in it. So it's really smooth and delicious, but you can mimic that naturally, like, for example, with the carrots.
That's amazing.
So going back to the halli halibut or the filet mignon vegetable stew, they have carrots, celery, onions, olive oil, rice. So it's a full meal. It's not your typical peas in a jar or carrots and then your protein in another one. It's that full balance. And our allergists love it. Actually, I present twice every year at Allergy Foundation conferences around the States. And our pediatricians are championing us. Our families are championing us.
That's fantastic.
That's the best testimony that you can get, both from the medical perspective and the parents' perspective.
Absolutely.
The little ones, because they love to eat it.
And they're the ultimate judge. The little ones love to eat it, so then it must be good.
And you're laying that foundation for a lifetime, a good quality nutrition that kind of helps simulate how they're going to eat from there on out.
That's great. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Yeah.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for more live podcasts from Techfest Northwest.